Hey, ladies. Thank you for joining me for another episode of my To the Core, my Friday episode of the Revitalized Womanhood podcast. It is a rainy day today. It actually got up to 70 yesterday, which is funny because this isn't going to air for a few weeks because I've been trying to get things banked so that we can go on a family road trip. But anyway, it got up to 70 here yesterday, and it is pouring rain today. I think we even got 3 inches of snow out at the cabin. Like, come on, it's been such a tease. What a weird year. It's so great we're getting all of this water, but man, is anybody else just so ready for it to warm up already? Oh, that was loud. Anyway, well, I have been posting some questions in my private Facebook group. And if you are not already part of the private Facebook group, ladies, please jump in there. I'm really loving the conversations that are going on and the coaching opportunities that I'm getting to have with a lot of these women. And it's helping me, and hopefully it's helping them. And I post it specifically because I think there's so much commonality in womanhood, period. Like, we act like or not even that we act like, I think maybe sometimes we feel like we're so alone in our struggles, or we're so alone in what we struggle with, or that someone else can't understand what we're going through. So, and when those kinds of things happen, I see it that women, they isolate. They tend to go like pull away from community, pull away from their friends, pull away from showing and sharing their amazing gifts, the things that make them the most beautiful and amazing, unique people, right? When you feel this way, you feel stuck, alone, or whatever. So it's been really interesting to pose these questions to the Facebook group and to my private community and see the answers, get back the answers, because they are so similar. You guys, I hear some of the exact same things, and it's the same things that I struggled with when I'm still a stay-at-home mom, basically. I do this part-time, but it's the same things I struggle with. I struggle with procrastination, right? Here, let's find the list. Let's go to the source here. Let's find the list, okay? I made a list and I'm keeping tally and I'm keeping track of all these things. So the first question I put up, I've only done a few of these, but the first one I put up is, what is your greatest struggle as a woman? Okay, this is a perfect example because I didn't double up when this was a double thing. Actually, I should do a tally mark so I can see how often it comes back up. Okay, I'm going to do that. However, a lot of these are the things that I struggle with as well, right? And it's things that I'm trying to work at and to be better at, and what I'm trying to coach myself, what I'm trying to get from my coaches, what I'm trying to get from the books I read. That's how I kind of come up with, it is exactly how I come up with my monthly topics in my community is like, okay, what's going on in my life right now? What could I use better practices for? What coaching could I use this month? And I'm like, okay, well then I'm going to pick a topic that goes with that, because that means I'm going to research it. I'm going to dive into some quotes. I'm going to dive into some best practices. I'm going to read a book related to the subject. So I'm growing, right? That's my way of coaching myself and being better each day, being a little bit better, right? So a few of these say, I put, what's your greatest struggle as a woman? So we've got dealing with all the expectations. Okay, I'm going to do a separate Friday episode for that because, man, that has so many things involved in that. And I'm not even going to touch it right now because it's such a good one. And that there are so many people who agree with that. So many women who agree with that. Men have their own, and I get it, but this is a women's community. So we're just talking the ladies, okay? Body image. Huge. What woman does not, at one point or another, at any given time, have something about themselves that they wish was different? It's unfortunate, but we can all even act like I'm actually pretty confident. I'm quite secure with who I am and my appearance and everything. I haven't struggled with that maybe since high school. Anyway, but there are still things that maybe not necessarily it's a struggle, like body image struggle, but I do want to change. Like I want to add muscle. I want to tone my muscle, right? I want to, anyway, I mean, it's anything. Well, I just talked about this. Was it on a Friday episode that my husband Rick posted, and it was so perfectly, it coordinated with the same day I posted something or the same day I was thinking something, but he was at the gym and he saw a guy that the physique this guy had was kind of what Rick's goals are, right? So he walked up to him and asked him, and they were having this conversation. In the middle of this conversation, this guy was pointing out another guy at the gym saying, that's my like goals. That's the physique that I'm looking for. And it was funny, the day he posted it, I had gone to this new gym that I'm going to now, but I had gone to this new gym and there was a trainer there that I was looking at her and I'm like, yep, that's my body goals right there. She's got the physique those are my body goals. And I was laughing so hard because she probably has someone that she at what point are we satisfied? And maybe like once I look like her, I will be satisfied, right? I don't know. Anyway, it's not that I want to look like this person. I just think, I want my body to be strong and healthy. And I mean, honestly, yeah, look better. So, okay, body image. Then the next one is balance, being able to juggle work life, mom life, wife life, right? All the things, find the balance. That's who doesn't want to make sure they're finding the balance, because otherwise you're playing catch up all the time, right? Otherwise it feels like you can't keep up. It feels like you're treading water. And then some days, eventually, if you tread water for so long, eventually you start to drown, right? Eventually you're not even keeping up. You're not even treading water. The next one is acceptance that I may not be able to do everything. Oh, that one just tears me up inside, hits me right in the heart, because I totally agree. We have to give ourselves grace. Women don't give themselves grace near enough. Trying to be perfect. Hello. That goes back to dealing with all the expectations as well, but trying to be perfect. And it's like, who's deciding what perfect is? Like, what do you think perfect looks like? Because perfect to me probably looks way different. First of all, there's no such thing as perfect. But if there were, none of us, how could you ever define it? You can't define it. The next one is filling my cup up first. Yeah. How many of us do that? Not very many, but I'm here to break that habit. That's what I'm all about. I'm here to break that habit. And then self-love. And that's topics for you guys are going to hear a lot of conversations this month and next month. April and May are all about April showers bring May flowers here in the Revitalized Sisterhood. That's what we're talking about. So April is all about getting out the old stories, the limiting beliefs, the what we tell ourselves, why we're stuck and why we can't do things. And, we're going to get all of that yuck out, because then we can plant the seeds for growing our beautiful flower. I know that sounds so cliche and dumb, but it's true. Like April showers bring May flowers, right? Lisa Brown said it so beautifully in our interview. She said, let the tears of 2022 water the flowers of 2023. Oh, so good. But in that regard, I'm using April as purge, get out the toxic, and May as build up, bring in the good, right? So a lot of my guests for April and May that's what we talked about. We talked about not only how to best practices, how to do these things, actual actionable steps to doing these things, but also how to convince ourselves to believe what we're saying, to believe what we're doing, right? So, all right. Anyway, that was kind of off topic of what the point. I'm sure I had a point for this. Oh, yes, I do have a point for this. Okay. So why I was saying this was all of these women have lovingly contributed to things that we feel we struggle with as women, right? And one of them for me, a huge one for me, is controlling my emotions. I feel like I react so quickly, like knee-jerk reactions, and especially recently, And I don't know if it's postpartum anxiety. I don't know if it's anxiety. I don't know what it is, but I know it's happening. So instead of worrying about what it is or what it's coming from, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to be intentional. So like when my kids do something and I'm just instantly yell at them or instantly trying to control them, or if my husband doesn't understand something I'm saying and I instantly snap back at him or something, like control your emotions. So I had another member of the Revitalized Sisterhood say that was one of the goals she was working on, was not yelling at her kids. And I'm like, yes, I have this goal as well. This is like every day I go to bed thinking, did I do as well as I could? Probably not. So tomorrow's another day and I give myself grace. Hallelujah that tomorrow's another day to start over because I need it. I need the start over. I need the reset, right? So first of all, there you go. I mean, this is going to come back around, but there you go. We have to be able to forgive ourselves, right? Give ourselves grace. We are all human. We are doing the best we can. And I mean, obviously, if you're not doing the best you can, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. You wouldn't. You wouldn't care. You wouldn't care if you were yelling at your kids. You wouldn't care about self-help. You wouldn't be searching for growth, best habits. You wouldn't be. So everybody listening, I know you're doing the best you can. So give yourself grace. Just let's sit in that for a minute. All right. We're doing the best we can. You got this, mama. Okay. So how can we live? Okay, let's go. I turned the page. Sorry, because I was looking for that other topic. So how to be in charge of our emotions and stop being triggered, right? So we're going to call this hanging out in the pause. Okay, so hanging out in the pause. This is how we are going to control our emotions, get control of ourselves. Okay, so listen to if this sounds like you or something you would say. I always get my feelings hurt by, or blank always has me losing it. That's like me. Mine, hello, Hayes. Hayes always has me losing it, right? No, that's wrong. I shouldn't be saying that. But listen to that, okay? So first of all, if you are saying these things, this episode's for you. Here we go. Sit back. I got 5 steps for you how to hang out in the pause, all right? So imagine you've got on this side, if you're not watching on YouTube, I'm holding up my hand on my left hand. Okay, imagine on this side, you have things someone says or does, right? And then over here, in my right hand, you have how you feel and react. Okay, things people say or do, how you feel or react. So left and right, what's here in the middle? The space in between, right? The kind of the gap in between. How do we bridge that gap? Well, that's the pause. That's where we need to hang out. We need to be hanging out in this space in between. We need to hang out in the pause. And it's like, if you're like me, you're thinking, what? There is no pause. I just instantly react. There's no time for a pause, right? Well, you've got to make time. Okay. So we need to create space for ourselves and not instantly just act. And this doesn't mean, I'm not saying this doesn't mean to just ignore or pretend that it's fine and you're not ignoring that something happened. You're not just allowing for bad behavior. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's teaching yourself how to control it, how to control the situation by controlling ourselves, right? Okay. So I'm sorry if you hear the pages turn. Oh, that just reminded me of those cute little, what were those Disney books or something? Those cute little, were they the gold bind books? And it'd say, you'd listen to it with a tape and it'd say, turn the page with me. Doo-doo-doo. Anybody? I know I just dated myself, but yeah. All right. So you can live in amazing unity with all sorts of people, all sorts of relationships by creating and living in the pause, by hanging out in the pause. And it's because you're learning how to control your emotions, right? You're learning how to be in control of yourself. And that is going to end up changing. Where's emotions in the cognitive cycle, right? Your thoughts create your emotions, create your actions. So we're gonna go back to that a little bit. All right, so how can we stop skipping the pause? We need to be hanging out in the pause, so how can we stop skipping it, right? First, identify what you feel. We always skip this. I always skip this. I never identify what I feel. I'm mad. I don't need to stop and identify it. But the problem with that is when I say identify, it's be curious, not shame or guilt. Don't beat yourself up over it. And is that the actual emotion? Like, okay, Hayes, I'm cooking dinner and Hayes comes in. I'm sorry, poor Hayes. I'm sorry. I love my little boy. He's so fun and so adventurous, but he does some things that gets him kind of in trouble a lot. So he's a very easy example, but I love him dearly. But we will say, I'm standing there in the kitchen cooking dinner, and I've told him repeatedly, dinner's almost ready, but he just so instant gratification. He just has no patience. And once he gets something in his mind, he is just a man and wants to meet that need, right? He's hungry, so he's going to meet that need. So he just goes to the cupboards or gets in the fridge, and I'm like, hey, dude, right? Stop. I told you already, dinner's almost ready. So between Hayes doing this, between him doing this, and between me getting mad at him for doing it, I need to stop and think to myself, okay, what's the emotion I'm feeling here? Am I really mad? I mean, do I really care? I mean, at the core of this, do I really care that he's getting a snack? Not really. I mean, I really don't. Why would I yell at him about it? I obviously don't care enough to yell at him, but I'm going to. I'm about to yell at him because, okay, here's where the actual emotion is. He's not minding me. I can't control him. So that's why I'm mad. I'm not mad about that he's getting food. I'm mad that I'm not able to control him. Is that even a mad type thing? Anyway, that's my drama, not his. So that's what happens in the pause is you're identifying this, right? So then step two is you're allowing for the emotion. So take a deep breath and sit in it. When we don't do this, we bottle it up or we push it down and those emotions get trapped, right? And then they come out horribly in another time that they shouldn't even come out. But so emotions, they go about as quick as they come. So if you can just sit in an emotion, it's usually just like a heartbeat, right? You're instantly mad and then it instantly goes away. That's usually the case in these situations. So just sit in it for a minute and really, really, like I said, identify what you're feeling, allow for it, realize that it's just what it is, right? And just push through. It's not a good emotion. It's not a bad emotion. It's just an emotion and push through. Step 3, see it for what it is. You creating your own feeling and your own action to that feeling, right? You're creating this. It's your reality. It's my reality. My reality is that I'm getting mad for my son getting in the fridge to get a snack while I'm cooking dinner, right? My reality is that I can't control him and that makes me angry for some reason. Whatever. And when you start to play these things out in your head, you'll start to hear how silly they sound or how not that big of a deal they seem. Not a big enough deal to yell at your kid, right? And then who feels bad the rest of the night? You, because you yelled at your kid, so you feel bad. All right. So from your own thoughts, own your part in this. Just because it matters to me doesn't mean that it matters to anyone else. It doesn't. It obviously doesn't matter to him. It wouldn't matter to my husband. It wouldn't matter to my other son. It wouldn't matter. Why does it matter to me? Why does it matter to me that it bothers me that the toys are left out on the floor all day long? Why does it matter to me that no one makes their beds? Why does it matter to me that there's dishes in the sink? It doesn't matter to anybody else. Nobody else cares. So why? So me trying to make it matter to them is just creating me more stress. It's causing me more pain, right? So I'm punishing myself by feeling upset and angry, not someone else. I mean, yeah, I yell at Hayes, but He won't care. It'll last about 3 minutes and then he'll be on to the next thing. He won't care. It's punishing myself, right? So here we are to step 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forgive yourself and try again. Remember what I just said at the beginning of this whole thing? Forgive yourself. Learn how to let other people be who they are. Be intentional about it being a practice and be intentional about, okay, whoops, I didn't really hang out in the pause for that one. I'm going to on the next one. You'll start seeing things for what they are, and you'll start thinking, oh, I can use this as a practice to sit in the pause, to hang out in the pause. Oh, this is a good time to be able to hang out in the pause. You'll start seeing it as maybe even a game. Like seeing it as like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to use this skill, to start practicing this skill and better this part of me, right? Start seeing things like that. It's like using a cognitive cycle. It's like using a thought download. It's like using any of these tools that we talk about. The more you use them, the more you're intentional about using these tools, the more you're going to see them come up, the more you're going to realize, oh, it's happening by itself now because it's become a habit. Like I work cognitive cycles like all day long, all the time. I'll be driving and someone's going too slow. And so I'll catch the thought that comes in my head that's like, come on, man. And I'll catch it and I'll be like, oh, no, breathe it out. Not a big deal. We're not going to be late for anything. It's fine, right? So it works its way out. It's just as quick as it comes in, it goes out because I'm more intentional about being aware of it, right? Intentional about being aware of it. That sounded very redundant. Anyway, so the last step in this, step 5, is take action. Okay, take responsibility and create a different emotion. All right. So recognize that you have agency here. You are in control of your thoughts, right? I say that all the time. You are the one who can control your own thoughts. So be better. You control your thoughts. Do better. Do better at controlling your thoughts. Master your emotions. Okay. Like I said, make it a game. Make it something that you try to find when it happens. You stop yourself and you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to hang out in the pause, right? Thank you. I hope that was awesome. I hope that helps somebody out there. It's a big one for me. It's something constantly that I set my intentions. Like if I'm at yoga and I set my intentions for my practice or something, yelling at my kids is a big one for me. And like I said, I don't know, I'm not going to make excuses for what it is. What it is I just can't control my emotions very well right now for some reason. So I have to be more intentional about it. I have to work harder at it, maybe than another woman that doesn't have a hard time, like never yells at her kids. So I work at it. It's a struggle for me. I am not perfect. I work at it daily. It's a daily practice, but that is what this whole community is about. That's what this whole lifestyle is about. The revitalized lifestyle, hashtag revitalized lifestyle, right? Living the revitalized lifestyle is all about daily practices, consistency, forever, for the long game. I'm playing this for the long game. I'm not just trying to do this to get through the next weekend, to get through Easter. I'm not trying to just be like, okay, if I can just control my emotions and learn really how to really well control my emotions really well, I'll make it through Easter with the family without losing it and freaking out, and it will be a great holiday and it'll be wonderful. And then after that, I can stop practicing it. After that, I won't need it anymore. Nope. I don't know about you, but I need it every day. It's just like going to the gym, right? And that actually segue brings up my community. If you aren't aware of what the Revitalized Sisterhood is, my community, my private community here in Revitalized Womanhood, the Revitalized Sisterhood is a monthly membership. It's $97 a month. It's cheaper if you buy the year, which if you sign up for the year, you're not committing for the year. It's still just a monthly membership. You're just savvy and getting the budget, getting the discount, right? That's me, the budget shopper, right? Looking for the discount. Anyway, it's a monthly membership, just like it is just like a gym pass, right? And so in that same regard of a gym pass, you're going to the gym every day consistently, right? Trying to every day for a result, to better your body, to better your mind, right? Well, this is a private community, a monthly membership that is here that we work at daily. To better our minds. It is actually to better our bodies as well, because our 4 core categories, of course, it's all the categories that you are important to support you in having the best life, to living the most fulfilled, wonderful life, living out your full potential and your purpose, right? So our 4 core categories are body, beliefs, bonds, and biz. And we work on those categories. We set 90-day goals in here. We hold each other accountable to those goals that we set. We talk about our goals. Yesterday on our weekly rally call, which is our call that we meet as a whole community, we talked about, we're getting ready to start the next 90-day cycle, which again, this will come out in a couple weeks. So we will have already started our next 90-day cycle. On April 1st, we start it. And we're still, even the women that have been in here with me for the last 6 months we still get hung up on things. We still find ourselves stuck in goal setting, and why we can't seem to get past something that's holding us back. And we work through these things together. We talk about it like, okay, why do you feel stuck? What is it? It's okay, you're procrastinating. Why are you procrastinating? What is it that's actually the thing under the thing under the thing that is keeping you from writing down what you actually want, being able to just say the truth in your heart, get it on paper. It's not scary, but for some reason it is scary. If you say it and it's out on paper, you have to do it. What if you fail? Oh my goodness. Guess what? No, that's not what it's about. So we're in here supporting each other and cheering each other on. That's the top three. I wrote this today and I loved it. I was in this business coaching today. I'm not going to be able to find it. Yep, wrong book. That's why. Wrong book. I've got too many notebooks here. But I was in a coaching today. Here we go. And it says one of the topics I got coached on was sharing what my community is. What do I already know is true? What do I absolutely, without a doubt, 100% swear on the Bible know is true about my community? And it's number one, networking. Amazing. I love networking. I am a bridge person. I love it. I love bringing people together. I love helping women find their best friend. I love the community aspect, holding everybody accountable. You can have all the information in the world. It's all out there. Go to the library and read a book. You can read the same books I'm reading. You can set goals. It's not hard. Get a planner, do it. But it's like me going to the gym. If I go to a class, this is going to go into the accountability, but the networking is the community, right? It's other women and building each other up. But then second is accountability. But there's 2 parts to accountability. So the one part is the money. You're paying for this. You have skin in the game. I have had a member say that she was going to gift this membership to her secretary as part of her package, her salary. And I said, I don't want you to do that. I do not want anyone in here that does not have skin in the game. You have to have skin in the game to make this important to you. I can love so many coaching calls, like I do free ones or whatever, and I could love them, but unless I'm paying for it, I don't have time to do them all. But if I'm paying for one, you better believe that the thrift shopper in Gina is going to make sure I'm getting the most out of what I'm paying for. And I'm going to make sure I show up for those coaching calls. I'm going to make sure I take the homework seriously. Because I'm going to get the most out of it because I'm paying for it. And I hold a lot of value into what I pay for. So I am going to do that. So why is my community? Why do I charge for it? Because you've got to have some skin in the game. There's so much information out there that's free. Do you actually implement it? Do you actually do it? Do you actually use it? If you do, good for you. This community is not for you then. But I'm willing to bet that the majority of people don't do it. They don't. So accountability. So on the one hand, it's the money. You've got to have skin in the game. And on the other hand, it's the expectations. It's like I talked about, so if I show up to the gym and I go to a class, you better believe I'm going to be working my butt off and looking good in that class. I'm not going to let any of those ladies know that I can't keep up with what they're doing. But if I just go to the gym and I don't have a class and I don't have a plan, I wander aimlessly. I will lay on the floor and pretend to do ab crunches or something and put on a podcast, listen to a book, and no accountability, right? I have to. I know that about myself. I have to go to that class. That gym class is the equivalent of this community for me. I have to have all these other ladies watching me saying, Gina, you're not doing what you said you were going to do. And then I'm going to be like, dang it, you're right. Okay, I'll do it. Third, hype girl. I absolutely 1000% believe in the hype girl. I am a born hype girl. I will hype girl you until you just can't even stand me anymore. I want you and I want these women in my community. I want them all to see the amazing things that I see, but they maybe don't see in themselves. And I nurture that. I cultivate this in our community. We are a hype girl. From day one, you come in, you're a hype girl. Someone else is your hype girl. Everybody else is your hype girl. You're a hype girl to everybody else. We cheer each other on. Okay? Because who doesn't need that? What woman in this world does not need someone telling her that she is doing it? You are, even if today you only stayed in your pajamas and sat on the couch and watched Netflix and ate chips, guess what? Tomorrow you'll be better. Today you needed it. You needed it for you. Tomorrow will be another day. Try again. I'm here for you still, and I'm going to cheer you on. So anyway, that is the sisterhood, the revitalized sisterhood in a nutshell, into those three things that I wrote down that I absolutely 1000% believe in to my core, heart and soul. Love, love, love everything about it. I love everything about it, but specifically those three are pretty easy to talk about and share with you. So thank you again for joining me for my Friday episode. And don't forget to hang out in the pause, okay? Control those emotions. Don't let them control you. Thanks, ladies. We'll see you next time.